मन की आंखें खोल बाबा, मन की आंखें खोल, मन की आंखें खोल बाबा, मन की आंखें खोल बाबा, मन की आंखें खोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल, 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 हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल। दुनिया क्या है एक तमाशा, चार दिनों की झूठी आशा। दुनिया क्या है एक तमाशा, चार दिनों की झूठी आशा। ज्ञान तराजू हाथ मिलेकर, ज्ञान तराजू हाथ मिलेकर, तोल सके खो तोल बाबा, मन की आंखें खोल बाबा, मन की आंखें खोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल, 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 हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल. Welcome this morning, devotees, and a beautiful morning here in Jamaica, Queens, New York. Exhilarating, the temperature is just right, and here in this beautiful mandir that has no walls, no ceiling, that Surya Narayan is our deity, the fountain, Lord Shiva, the lingam, and we have Mother Earth in her splendor and brilliance. We have the air is so cool and refreshing, and we have sun as fire, and if we look yonder, it's going to be space. The five murtis that is existing as earth, water, fire, and space is we will be worshipping. We'll be worshipping it outside, and we'll be worshipping this murti of ours, this murti that is so powerful. It has the capability of receiving everything from the outside through the five senses: seeing, touching, hearing, tasting, and smelling. And each one of these five senses corresponding to the five elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. So what's out there, it's inside of us, and we have this capability of consolidating all that is coming from the outside, and this will become our mind. And then further than that, we have the ability to discern, to have the power of discretion and dispassion to decide what is right for us. And this is the uniqueness of the human being. The animals, the lower, they're instinctively. I was looking at the duck just now, and she had so many little baby ducks, and she's moving around, and you could see they line up behind her, and she has that instinct. But we have further than that. We have the ability to have this passion and discretion. Don't act on emotion, but act on wisdom and discretion, meaning that, we should decide on what is right from wrong, and what we should nurture in our minds, because our minds, that's where the seed is planted for our words and actions. Let us plant the right seed. This morning, let us pay adoration to Surya Narayan. Om Bhur Bhavasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhavasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhavasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Now that we pay adorations to the element of fire in the form of sun, because the sun The center of the sun, they talk about the temperature is like thousands and thousands of degrees. Even the outer layer is like 10,000 degrees of temperature. Imagine that, and it's coming 93 million miles, and it takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth, and that heat and light. What a dynamic creation. That the Creator, which at one point had no name, Lord Shiva, Sada Shiva Samarambam Sankacharya Madhyamam Asmaracharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Pranavanandam. Lord Shiva, you had no name and form in the beginning. There was no time and there was no space in that existence. All powerful, the most powerful thing in the universe, awareness, consciousness. And from that, O Lord Shiva, the universe came out of you. Krishna Bhagwan also, Swami Parameshananda ji, these are all different names of this consciousness. Mother Durga, the cries. And then the Buddha came to the realization that he is also that consciousness. And this is the purpose of our life. He was a householder man, born in the palace as a prince. But then he saw that there was nothing in this world. When he got disgusted with the palace, and then he went on austerity, and he would have said that the skin on his belly was touched his back with the austerity of fasting, and he got disgusted with that also. So then he sat down under the tree, the Bodhi tree in Gaya, and after 7 days and nights, after temptation by Kamini and Kanchan, then he came to the realization. He was a householder man. So when we talk about what are the capabilities of householders, think of yourself as the Buddha, how he have done it. The biggest sin that we can commit is to think that we cannot be realized souls. This is only for sadhus. Let us enjoy this life. This is a sin that we're committing when we don't have the faith and devotion. The faith and the devotion is going to give us the desire to want to know God, and through meditation and through seva. This is the cleansing seva, selfless service. BHARAT SEVASHRAM Sheng, Swami Parameshananda ji. So Lord Shiva, he took that form, and he would have sustained what he created in that meditation. And so Adi Shankara came, and for us the BHARAT SEVASHRAM Sheng, an incarnation of that same Lord Shiva, manifestation of that same consciousness, how benefiting we are in this time. That the modern day gurus, Krishna Bhagwan would have said, Arjuna, I take form many times, countless times, but people don't recognize me. But you know what? We have this habit, I see it all the time, that we hold on to the murtis in the temple. This is no advancement. Yes, I went through that. We all have to go through it, and we have to do daily bhakti and shraddha, worship, but to sustain our spiritual life. But we have to move up. And we deny these modern day gurus. If you are the people who are ritualistic, mandirs going on the Pandajis, they have to elevate themselves out of that. Otherwise we'll be spending our time hearing about God. But our purpose in life, Swami Parameshananda ji will self-realization and universal emancipation. Use nature, use everything to lift yourself to that higher state, and he demonstrated it. How blessed we are. All of us, we should have that one person that we go to, that we can relate to, that one God or goddess. Better off an Adi Deva or Adi Devi. We have ministers of the government like Mother Sita, Mother Lakshmi, Mother Saraswati. They give us money and wealth and wisdom. But what do we do with that wisdom? It is to know God. Know God. To be God-like, as a matter of fact. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So this morning, let us enjoy the nature. The brilliance in nature is another form of God. He said, if Krishna Bhagavan have said it, that Arjuna, I am the consciousness, that from that consciousness the material and efficient cause came in. In other words, the blueprint for creating the universe came from that consciousness, and the material cause, the building blocks, earth, water, fire, air, and space, came from that consciousness. So we are that consciousness also. We just have to realize it, and this is what we are doing. You know, for us at Bharat SEVASHRAM Sheng, and we're going through the process. I had the opportunity of serving in all capacity of the ashram. This is the grace of the Guru. He allows us to sustain the spiritual life by doing seva through the ashram, Bharat SEVASHRAM Sheng. And then when you do that seva, what happens? You purify, constantly purify. That's the sustenance. And then the grace, His grace is always there. I could safely say, and many of our Swamijis and many great souls of different ashram, Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekanand Swamiji, and Chinmay Mission, Sri Chinmay, they had this grace of God, and they know who is God. So this way, you shouldn't be contentment to constantly listening or to know about God. But we have to have that burning desire to know God. So this morning, look at this, how the ducks they're so peaceful in this pond here. And let us enjoy it. And let us pay adoration to the Guru. Om Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Padam, Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Only through the Guru Kripa hi Kevalam, Guru Kripa hi Kevalam. Om Guru Kripa hi Kevalam, Guru Kripa hi Kevalam, Om Guru Kripa hi Kevalam. Only through the Guru that we could do that. We could transcend. We can come out of this illusion that was created, because the Guru, he has come out. And we can only follow someone who has blazed the path, meaning the path to God realization. Their Leela is so powerful. Krishna Bhagavan's Leela, Bhagavan Sri Ram's Leela, Swami Parameshananda's Leela. They came as realized souls. Swami Parameshanandaji announces coming as Lord Shiva on the insistence and the tapasya of a family, a husband and wife. And he would have gone through the exercise as an ordinary man. But at no point in time he was not a realized soul. He wasn't God. But his Leela, he comes to the level of the people, and then he acts like just an ordinary one. But through his austerity, he taught by action, not so my words, by action, performing sevas, and let the whole of India and the world rediscover that they are gods and goddesses. Adorations to Swami Parameshanandaji. And let us close with this nice dhun from adorations to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayan Hari Om. Vanmali Murali Dhari, Govardhan Giridhari, Vanmali Murali Dhari, Govardhan Giridhari, Nit Nit Karmakan Chori, Gopi Manhari, Nit Nit Karmakan Chori, Gopi Manhari, Hari Sundar Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, आवो रे गाओ रे गोकुल के प्यारी, आओ रे कांदा रे गोकुल के प्यारी, आओ रे नाचो रे रस रचाओ रे, आओ रे नाचो रे रस रचाओ रे। हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम, हरि केशव हरि गोविंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम, हरि केशव हरि गोविंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम, हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम, हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम. Aren't you having a good time? Oh, so the message this morning is, yes, continue to want to know God. Hear about God, read, meditate on God, and you'll see there will be transformation. Little by little, as your human effort, little by little, you will get to know God. And then when you know Him, then you'll look back and say, oh, how stupid I was not to be in the state of bliss, that you would have discovered this Leela, and then you be an onlooker, you be an observer, and you have nothing to do with it. You're not a victim of this illusion that was created. You know, the dream, the waking state, like we are here now, we are in a waking state, but last night we would have went to sleep and we may have dreams. At the time that we are having the dreams, it is so real. It is as real as we are having in this waking state, this experience. This is all like a dream. It is not real. The real thing is, even when we are in deep sleep and there's no dream, it is still on the mundane plane. But when you go beyond that, and then we go and there's no existence, we don't have a physical existence, we return to that place of consciousness. Do you think it's possible that you can do that? Yes, it is. Well, it'd be a sin if you don't do it, wouldn't it? So let us step up, and let us worship. But when we do worship, we must think of who we're worshiping and be in a blissful state that you get an opportunity to worship. And then when you're done, meditate. And then most of all, because instantaneously, Sreyo hi jnanam abhyasaj jnana dhyanan vishishyate dhyanat karma phala tyagas tyagak shantiranantanam. Chapter 12, verse 12, Bhakti Yoga. Google it and you'll see with it. And read about this. And then when we do that selfless service, in its slok, Krishna Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, instantaneously you will feel that blissfulness. Serve, 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 serve. Treat others as you will treat yourself. Hari Om. Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Bolo Sisi Guru Maharaj ki Jai.